Hello, everyone. Very good morning. Hello, Nehal. Very good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, so let me make you the presenter. See if you can switch on your video, please.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Am I visible?
visible, clear, and loud. Thank you very
Oh,
much. Starting the recording. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the success story of Snehal Dispute. Did I pronounce your name correctly?
it is Snehal Vispute.
Yeah, Snehal Vispute. All right.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Snehal.
Hello.
Glad that you cracked your first step in your data science career.
Yes. Thank you.
So, to everyone, so today we are here to learn from Snehal's experience. The methodology she followed, approach she has took, and finally landed up into a data science career. All right, mic to you, Snehal. Please introduce yourself. Yeah.
Okay. So, hello everyone. I'm Snehal Vispute. Regarding my qualifications, I hold a master's degree in biotechnology. I have done my bachelor's in the same. So, regarding my career, I have worked in the same biotechnology field for around 2 years after completing my master's. But then I decided I need to switch fields from biotechnology to data science. Then I took up this course from DataMites, and I have a certification course in data science, and then I completed that, and then from there I have done multiple internships and all, then I finally landed on this job as a data analyst.
Oh, okay, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so you're from biotechnology background, right?
Yes, yes.
So, I mean, you might have thinking that you're changing the career, but
Yeah.
biotechnology is into data science, isn't it? So
Yes,
biotechnology,
correct, correct.
significant researchers, if you look at in biotechnology,
Mhm.
all are based in AI and data science nowadays, right?
Correct.
So
Yeah.
almost you have chosen a field and just upgraded your skills. Good. So,
Yeah.
Snehal, so before you took up this journey, what was
Mhm.
your skills in Python data science? Python machine learning and statistics? Do you have basic skills on this? How was your
Mm,
starting of your journey? Yeah.
No. So when we started, I literally didn't had any idea about what is Python or any of that, because you know my background, like I had zero idea about this. So initially I had taken up Python. I have tried to read it on my, like, learn it on my own, and then I went for this course. Like, then eventually I could understand everything, learn it, and obviously data might have helped me for that. So this is how it went. Initially, my knowledge was literally zero.
Zero in Python statistics, of
Yeah,
course. Machine learning is a alien word for many people before they start, right?
yeah.
Good. So it's interesting approach. So you have learned a bit of Python before you took up the course.
Yes, correct.
That really helped you, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Because initially, when I took up that course, there were so many things which I couldn't understand. So I took up a lot of time to understand each of those things. And then again, when I joined the course, and then it was a little bit easier for me to understand, and it helped me to understand the concepts very well, because I had a little bit idea from the start, like the base. I had that base. That's why.
How many weeks or how much time you've taken for preparing, or I would say pre-preparation of Python before joining? How much time you
I
spent?
I think I started my course before 2 months or something. There is this course on Udemy I have taken up. So there was that.
That's significant time. Normally, we say that 1 month is good enough for Python, but you have taken as a
Yeah.
pre-course, so yeah, you would
Yes.
have done it with the leisure. Very good. So, how is statistics? So, statistics you started before or gone with the course?
No, actually, stats I have done with the course. When I joined DataMites, then I have gone for stats. Then I initially, like, I did self study after that, because when you guys introduced stats, then I had to do a lot of self study, because I have already stopped doing maths after 12th, I guess. So I had to rebrush everything.
Okay, that's quite a preparation. So you did also prepare for statistics. You did
Yeah,
prepare for Python. You're
yeah,
very unique. I have never seen anyone in the success story who have done this pre-preparation, but that's really good.
yeah,
I would say that makes sense, right? So if you're taking up the course being very it's more like a demanding crash course.
correct.
If you had a bit of basics, it could be a Udemy video or a good YouTube
Hmm,
channel which teaches you the Python or statistics. That
hmm.
really helps. Okay. So how was your machine learning? When did you how did you feel machine learning? Yeah.
Yeah, machine learning is something which I like most in the entire course. So initially, I was a little bit scared when we got into machine learning, and I was like, okay, what is this? I'm not getting it. Then again, the same thing. You try to read more, you try to learn more, then you get used to it. Then that's what it about machine learning.
Okay, cool. So who was your trainer? You're from Pune, isn't it? DataMites Pune batch.
Yeah, but I have an online course, so I was under Bangalore only, DataMites Bangalore only.
Okay,
So
okay. Mm-hmm.
my trainer was Priyanshu Mohanty for most of the time. Like I think only initially Python was taught by Duha for I think 2 or 3 weeks, and
Mm-hmm.
then I think my whole like rest of the whole course was taken by Priyanshu, and yeah, he is
Okay.
quite helpful and a nice tutor, I would say.
Yeah, Priyansh is one of our senior tutors.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good. So, very good. So, how was your after you complete your phase two, which essentially all the concepts and small
Yes.
projects, you
Yes.
entered to the phase three.
Hmm.
Uh, how was your projects in phase three? What kind of projects you have done?
Okay, so there were a lot of projects for me to choose from, but there were the ones which I chose were FIFA. One was that FIFA 20. So it was an unsupervised learning task. So we had to do clustering and that. Then the other one was customer transaction prediction. There was that. Then Texas, there was one again, Texas salary prediction, I guess. Yeah. And then there was one related to skin disorder, which was a classification task. I told like I had to get that because I need something, at least something related to medical for because I belong to that field. So I took up that one. Yeah. So and yeah, there was one more ITSM. I think there was that task I have taken up. So these were my 5 projects, and I did one more from IABAC, which was employee performance prediction. That
Oh, that should be an exam, isn't it? That's a part
yeah.
of your IABAC
Yes,
exam.
correct, correct.
Okay. So, the live project you have done, which is an ITSM related,
Yes,
uh,
correct.
right? Okay. So, on one you have done for the related to your background, which is
Skin
skin.
disorder. Yes.
What algorithm you used in it? Do you
Sorry.
remember? Which algorithm you used for skin disease?
Mm,
That was almost 8 months ago, isn't it?
yes, yes. Which I
It
can't really recollect, but I
should
think
have been CNN, right? So it is
yeah.
okay,
Uh,
very good. All right. Um, so coming to the materials, you already mentioned you have prepared something from Udemy, right? So
yeah.
while during the course, apart
Hmm.
from DataMites material,
Hmm.
uh, you got a hard or you're from online batch. Did you get a hard copy of the material?
Mm,
DataMites books? No, right? So
no. Yeah, no, no. I have gotten. Yes, I have
you got
received that
okay.
before.
So
Yes, yes, yes. I have that.
apart from that, have you took up any other materials or any other support for learning? Other
Udemy
materials.
would be one of those. Even Coursera, when we shifted to machine learning, I have tried to take a little bit help from Coursera because there are a little bit concepts about the machine learning algorithms which we use. If you, it is good. Like it is good to always know more, right? So I have
Correct.
taken up Coursera for that. Then already had notes from DataMites and the hard copies from DataMites. I've already read that, and yeah, and I always could access the lectures anytime. So they were also there.
All right. So you're from online, so you have access to the recorded
Yes,
videos of
correct.
all the
Yes, I
sessions.
had
Okay.
LMS.
So from Snehal, she had referred Coursera a bit, Udemy a bit. Uh, Didn't you refer ChatGPT? Nowadays, most people are taking ChatGPT as a
So
major source of learning.
earlier I was not into ChatGPT much, but when I started, so after I finished my internship at Robix, there was a lot of time for me, like what to do now. So I have taken up a little bit of unpaid internships because at that time I was finding it hard to find that paid internships. That time I have used a lot of ChatGPT, I think, because there are so many new things you don't understand. So that time I have used a little bit of ChatGPT because where my code is wrong or how to go about this. For that things I have used ChatGPT.
Wonderful. So that's very good. So for the people who are listening to this, ChatGPT is a really, really good resource. Apart from wherever
Yes.
you're learning, right? So ChatGPT can augment you because it will give you a precise responses for your questions. It's almost like a one-to-one mentor for you. So I would suggest that as well. Good. So after you complete your projects and internship, so you have done internship from Rubik's. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good. Okay.
Yes.
So how was your preparation towards interview? What was your job ready score? There was something called a job ready score, isn't it?
Sorry, I can't.
Job ready score. So you have got some score which is necessary for going into the placement. Did you take that assessment?
Yes, obviously.
Okay, so
So
that's a process, isn't it?
that is
Okay, so
also was sorry.
don't worry about don't worry about the score, but you have passed that job ready
Yes, yes,
assessment,
yes.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Okay.
And then how many interviews you attended before you crack the current job?
I would say I have the mock also I didn't clear for first time. DataMites mock. I was quite worried about how do I go about it. But after cracking that up, I think I have taken three, and this one was the third one which I cracked. So I have given two before that.
Okay, so Rudra Research and Analytics is the current one you have cracked,
Yes, correct, correct.
which has their office in Baner, Pune, right?
Yeah,
So, can you share the experience? What kind of questions? We can also share the experience of the other two interviews you could not
correct.
make, right?
Yeah, sure.
What kind of questions you faced and how was
Uh,
you? Yeah.
Yeah, so about the interviews, I think it depends on what kind of company you're applying to. The interviews and the questions are kind of will vary from the company to company. So talking about Rudra, so they are core data analytics and they have all their data which comes from the political side, like whatever elections are happening. So they were into this exit poll you saw, right? The recent elections. So they were the ones behind that. So basically whole of their data is related to politics. So when I went for that interview, so there were a lot of things they wanted. So I have joined as a data analyst. So they have like they do the analysis from Excel to Power BI to like they go up and up. So I
Mm,
was asked advanced Excel for that
mm,
interview, and then later they have asked me Python about like basic Python, obviously because when they saw my resume, they were like, okay, you belong to data science background, so maybe we
mm,
can also use you there when you can go there. So they asked me that, and then there was one more thing which they asked me was web scraping. So
mm.
they had a lot of questions regarding web scraping. So I knew web scraping, so I told them. So that was that is how my interview for them went. And the other ones, like the other two, they were more interested in what kind of projects I have done. So they were like interested in what have you done in the projects and also mostly the other two interviews were about that. And one more interview I have given, it was they have taken a SQL test for me, so they were more interested in SQL rather than Python, so it was core SQL.
Okay, so really depends on the interviews
Yeah,
and
correct.
kind of
Yeah.
role they're looking for, right? So
Yes.
to just to summarize, you have attended three interviews and mostly they've asked on the project basis, right?
Correct.
So based
Yes.
on whatever you mention on your resume and about that,
Hmm.
that's
Hmm.
what most interviewers do. There are also questions on SQL because most of the time you get the data from SQL databases
Correct.
and
Yes.
good foundation in SQL is important. So there will be questions definitely on SQL, which is very common.
Hmm.
And interestingly, you've been asked on web scraping. There are a
Yeah.
lot of companies who work on intelligence, right? So there
Correct.
are you might be knowing, especially in Pune, there are a large multinational companies based in US who have um, their offices in Pune. I know a couple of them. I worked with them. They work
Yes.
on intelligence. So essentially, not spying, I would say, but looking at the data of the other companies or countries, for example, right,
Yeah.
and try to get the relevant data and then funnel this entire huge amount of data to your AI ML models,
Yes.
make sense
True.
of it, and then
Correct.
finally turn into an intelligence. This
Yeah.
is a very advanced field, and there are so many jobs opening up in India because it involves significant manpower in terms of fine tuning your models, which actually scrape the target websites, right? So,
Yeah.
so web scraping has become really important. So, if you're looking for AI, ML, data analyst kind of jobs, it's good to also know web scraping. We are conducting in DataMites extra classes in web scraping. You did not have web scraping, right? Did you?
Yeah, actually, I didn't had, but again, there was this institute which DataMites have company like they had this assessment to so the core like there were 8 assessments which all were on web scraping. So I have learned web scraping again through DataMites only because I had to learn web scraping for doing those assessments. So that helped me there. So also I wanted to add that whatever you're doing in the assessment it is never going to get wasted. It helped me, right? I did some assessment even though I didn't go for the interview. It helped me in some other interview, so it helps.
It helps. And also, I would say, when you say assessment, you can term it as challenge. Your
Yeah.
brain learns, you learn. There is a lot of research even coming in recent couple of months. There was a huge research happening in this area. When you
Yeah.
say challenge, then your brain actually learns faster.
Yeah.
So when you give an assessment, you succeed or not, you got whatever marks, but you actually go back and study those topics. So
Yeah.
that's how you learn web scraping. But we are now conducting web scraping as an extra classes
Okay.
because more and
Great.
more companies are actually asking for web scraping. And I
Yes.
know myself that there are hundreds of jobs in Pune, which is on AI models based on web scraping,
Web
right?
scraping. Yep.
Very good. So, how many hours you put in when you are studying? How many hours per day you put in as when you're learning data science?
I don't think I have marked my hours because I have left my earlier job because I had to like I wanted to give all my time for this. So there was no specific time for me to give. So I think I had the whole day to give it for. So I think most of the time I was giving it for this.
So, can I take it like 3 to 4 hours a day apart from your classes?
Yeah, more than that or lesser than that sometimes.
Well, that would be 5, 6 hours, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's that's wonderful. So, I mean, I normally ask people to at least spend 2 to 3 hours apart
Yeah.
from your 2 hours classes, so which comes to 4 to 5 hours.
Yes. Yes.
If
Yes.
you could do that, then the level of learning will be very high, and it should be consistent, right?
Yeah.
If you can do
Yes.
it at least 3 to 4 days a week, and for next 2, 3 months, and that is sufficient number of effort to get
Yeah,
a hang of the
I
skill.
need more time because I am a slow learner. So I kind of take more time to understand few things. So I had to spend more time for that. So
Okay, that's
maybe if
good.
you tone down my time, it would be 2 to 3 hours only.
Okay, so it's also very important. Attitude is very, very important. You have right attitude, admitting that you're a slow learner and still got into the job, right? Because a lot of people claim lot many things, but most of the time I see they are inflated. And we usually like people who just represent themselves as they are. And that's one of the very key aspect of evaluation. In any interviews you see, attitude comes first because
Yeah,
if you have a right attitude, these fields are very dynamic, so you can learn things. And of course, whatever you learn right now, next year you might need a complete different set of skills and
true,
tools
true.
to use, right?
Yes.
So what we need is what your right attitude, so that you can be trained, or you learn by yourself. Very good. I see that you have that, and that's one of the reason you're successful. That's very good. Um, I have no further questions. We can open up for the Q&A. So I already have 3 questions in Q&A. So officially, I'm asking anyone who is attending this session in any channels. If you are from LinkedIn and YouTube, you can put it on your comments box. If you're here in Zoom
Yeah.
call, you can just put it in the chat box or Q&A section. I request DataMites team to refer these other channels, like and see if there are any comments and post it back here. With that, so let's take our first question. from anonymous attendee. Have you applied for jobs in other sources, Snehal?
Yes, I have. Like whatever, wherever I could, I have. So LinkedIn, Naukri, there are this few groups on Telegram which you can access. Yeah, so there are a lot of places where you can actually apply. So I have done everything. So I have applied like whatever I could get my hands on. I have applied from everywhere, and obviously I was getting the placements assistance from DataMites. So whatever skills I could fit in, I have applied for those jobs as well.
How successful were these channels? So you applied for many channels. How many interviews you got from these channels, Snehal?
I think none. I have gotten all the interviews from placement assistants only. I have
Okay, so
yeah.
okay, but I would say I encourage people, so I did not expect this answer. So I thought some of so but I would say placement team has its own connections. So we have more than 1,000
Yeah,
companies, and we
correct.
now have a strong connections in Pune and Hyderabad as well. Previously, we had only in Bangalore, but now we have in all the cities, including Ahmedabad. We are building up a huge employers base because there is a huge demand. There's new business coming in over there. But I would always request everyone to apply to the channels what Snehal mentioned,
Yes.
LinkedIn, Naukri, whatever channels, right? Because anyway, the resume and other things are perfected by the placement team.
Hmm.
When you guys apply by yourself, and that is a multiplying factor, isn't it? See, there's
Yeah.
a bunch of folks over here who take your resume and send it across to many employers. But if you can do it, that actually magnifies the overall effort. So I
Correct.
strongly suggest everyone to apply for all the sources. Uh, Sometimes you won't get, but that shouldn't be taken as a
Yeah.
failure. Just keep on applying for it. So whoever is anonymous attendee, so the answer is that she did apply. I know many people who got calls from these channels. Snehal didn't, but this is a very good way of approach. So you have to apply for all the channels.
One more channel I want to add to that is if you are looking for internships, good ones, you can always go for Internshala because as I was talking about the unpaid internships I have done, I have gotten a lot of them like from
From
Internshala
interns.
as well. Yeah.
So noted. So Internshala is also a good source for getting internship. Though it
Yes.
is unpaid, you get experience, and then finally it helps
Correct.
you to land up
Yes.
to a job. I have a question from Reddy. How many rounds in interview, Snehal?
Okay. So actually, I think it is again, it depends on the institute. So for this one, I had two rounds, and the other ones, first there are screening rounds, and then they would take a technical round. There can be two technical rounds or one, depends on them, and then they finally go for HR. So this one, I had one technical round, and the other one was obviously the HR round. So there were two rounds.
Okay, so one technical round, one HR round, and probably they would have asked everything they wanted in the technical round
Correct.
itself.
Yes.
How is the HR round? What kind of questions they have asked? Like, is it just a negotiation of salary and what
Yeah,
else?
negotiation of salary and like because the main issue with this one is it is work from office, so they were like trying to know that, oh, will I be able to transit from my home because it is 2 hours from my home, so will you be able to do that? It was all about that.
Where are you from?
So I'm basically from Pune, but I live in an area which is 2 hours away from Bani. Like it takes up 2 hours to travel because a lot of traffic has gotten in Pune. So yeah, that's the case. I'm so sorry, but I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, now I can.
Oh, that's weird. So it just went off. Okay, good. So it's interesting that you said the concern is work from office. But as I know, most people are looking for work from office, isn't it?
No. It was their concern. I
Oh,
was agreeing to be there, but they were worried about like, will you be able to do it? Because the timings are, I work for around 9 hours and then I travel for around two
oh,
hours.
it's going to
And
be tough
then,
for you.
yeah. So they were kind of trying to be sure that I'll be able to
You're
reach
taking
there.
your own vehicle or public transport?
No, actually, I carpool. So,
Okay, that's cool. So
yeah,
that's something in Pune is very famous, isn't it?
yeah,
Right.
correct.
Okay, I have a question from Ravina Joshi. That's kind of question which you said already, but in opposite. How can we learn faster? Any strategy for it? You said you are a slow learner, so the
Uh,
question is kind of weird for you. Okay.
yeah, I I kind of don't know how to learn faster. I don't know how to answer this. I don't think
That's a question
so.
from you, isn't it? You will be asking the same question.
Yeah, but if you get something like there will be some concepts you would be able to learn faster if you're able to grasp it quickly, but there would be always something which you take up more time to understand. So everything depends on your own understanding or how you are going about that topic. So I really don't know how to learn
Okay,
faster.
so let me try giving some tips, which I normally give these
Yeah.
ideas. Um, Learning faster, essentially, it doesn't mean that you read fast or you grasp
Hmm.
things fast, because that's something which you cannot change, right? That is something which is your innate skill, and that will be at the same level. You can't really push it. You can, but it's not that easy to do that. Rather, if you want to learn faster, right, overall learn faster in a topic, the tips I'll give you is number one, stick to the topic when you're learning about it, right? For example, you're learning clustering. Please do not try to take up another topic or distracted by another video in YouTube, or or try to learn something else and come back because it's fine. So you stick to the topic until you get it, number one. And number two, you learn from various sources. That is a very key for fast learning, because you did it as Snehal did it. So you have your mentor or your primary source of learning. That's number one. Number two, try to look for nice YouTube videos. Sometimes a presenter makes a lot of difference. If he presents in a nice way, in a funny way, and simple examples, it might actually strike. And then ChatGPT, and then maybe some Udemy video. Same concept. Plus, don't get distracted. So if you can stick to the topic and then look for different sources. Once you're done, number three, summarize it, because when you learn you feel like you have learned it, and
Yeah.
then if you don't summarize it with your own words, digital summarization, let's say have a Google Doc somewhere, you will forget it and you have to repeat the cycle again. And you cannot do it for all the topics, because there are more than 200 300 concepts in data science. So you keep on juggling between learning and then trying it for to remember. So stick to the syllabus, don't go beyond it, or any topic you're learning. Look at various different sources. And then third one, summarize it. Once you have a grasp on that concept from your perspective, write it down on your own words, and then keep these notes intact, right? And you keep on revising it over a period of time. And if you do that, you could simulate a fast learning. Okay. Thank you. And then I have a question from Gatlauk. So his question is, he or she, what are the most areas you think data analyst aspirants could focus on? Most areas you think data analyst aspirants could focus on? I'm not sure about the question, but
Yeah,
okay.
I think like for example, should we focus more on SQL or data visualization
Oh,
or
okay.
something? What area should we focus on more? I think you should focus on everything because you don't know what the company is gonna ask you for. Like when I went for the interview, they asked me Excel. Like who would think that people would ask you for advanced Excel, right? So I think you should focus on everything you learn. That is what I feel. If sir
Okay.
can add more, then
So everything you should learn is a very open answer, and they will be like, "Oh my God!" But that
no,
is true.
not
You have
everything, like the
all
core
the
things.
topics related, right?
Yeah, the core
So
things.
obviously, I agree with Snehal, but I'll give you a few topics which could be of very important. Excel is important. I mean, it's not like a
Yes.
surprise. Excel is important, right? You should know the basics of statistics, right?
Mm,
That's important. And you should know one of the tools, Power BI or Tableau. Both
yeah,
are same, so they are business intelligence. And you should know a basics of data, right? How do you analyze the data? There might be open questions saying that, hey, I have given you a data of, let's say, a research of a medical information about a particular phenomenon. How do you analyze it? Or you have given a retail company's data about the sales or whatever, right? All the orders. How do you analyze it? So you should be prepared to have the the flow of your analysis, right? Data analyst given the data, they perform the data analysis and they give the insights, the information about it. So quick summarization, statistics is must. Tools, Excel and Power BI are important. And then data analysis techniques, including, how do you get the data? How do you analyze it on high level? How do you make sense of it are important. Good. Sangeeta has a question and straightforward. How many interviews did Pat is placement assistance team in DataMites? How many they have assisted? How many interviews they have assisted you?
Oh, as in how many they have suggested me or how many I have taken up for?
I have no idea, but I think it's mostly how many they have got the client interviews, I suppose. How many they
I
assist?
think
Yeah.
they have sent me over 10, 15 or more than that. I don't have the count, but there are a lot of things like you don't most of the like there would be times when you won't fit into the skills. So it is completely on me, like which ones I tell them, okay, I want to apply for this position, then only they take that forward. So I think it is on me, like whatever skills I fit in, they would always do a lot of things, like they would always send you a lot of job openings, but it depends on you, like where you fit in.
Okay. I'm answering some questions. Okay, cool. Can you tell me about the work from scope in this field? What kind of work you are expected in this field is a question from Ashish. Ashish
What
has
kind of work, as in? Uh,
the company you're joining right now, Rudra
okay.
Research,
Mhm.
Research and Analytics. Do you know what kind of work you'll be landing up?
So see, it's not been long since I joined an organization, but as I said earlier, the data is completely political. Like they don't have any other data apart from so that. And I was talking about exit polls. They have a lot of things like you would apply like exit poll is predictions, right? You know what we would do there. So I think there is a
So
lot of
sentiment analysis kinds, right?
yeah. Yes, correct. So the all kind of work is going to be around that, like making predictions
Understood.
or yeah, just
Success
analyzing the
bias of
data.
any customer,
Yeah,
success or the response of any product being launched, right? You
yes.
if you launch let's say a new iPhone, right? You see
Hmm.
the internet is flooded with lots of messages, lots of discussions and stuff. And your kind of company, what they do is they grab this information which has this new iPhone as a main keyword, right? And then they will analyze this and then they come up with what kind of features are actually appreciated, what are the things which people don't like it, whether they like the positioning, whether they like the cost, the battery life, what are the cool things about it, which segment of the people actually like it. Is it the younger people or the seniors? And you can do a lot of more analysis. So all of this is done like based on what Snehal's work is happening, right? So you scrap the data. It could be political, it could be product launch, it could be, I don't know, any other phenomena. And based on the huge canvas of the data you scrap from various different microsites, as well as um, the major blogging sites and think tanks, you analyze and you come up with the some kind of insights. Good. And then I have another question from anonymous attendee. Can you give some suggestion in the resume? As resume is an important part to get a job. How are you prepared? How are you prepared your resume? So inputs on resume preparation, simply put.
Okay, so I would tell you, I really struggled in this part, even though I got data mites to help me for that. But putting right things in your resume is quite important because see, I would suggest earlier I had made a very long resume about describing all my projects, which I don't think I should have done that. Keep it crisp. If someone reads your resume, like they won't have much time to read it, right? So they should understand what you have already, like what you have done. So what to put on, I would say how to put it is more important because you would obviously put whatever projects you have done, like you would put that, right? So how you put it is more important. And try to do, like I would suggest, apart from the projects you get from DataMites, try to do more projects so you can have variety on your resume.
Okay, wonderful. Those are really good suggestions. Just to summarize what Snehal said, they put the projects and how to put is very important. When you say how to put, you have to mention your contribution in it, right? You don't just mention the project and there is nothing about what you have done in it, right?
Yes.
That is important. Second, the resume has to be crisp. So you
Yes.
don't write. And what I always suggest is put the things which matters at the top. Do not
Yes.
follow the chronological order. Like, I
Correct.
started my I don't know, education somewhere and all the story. No one is interested in it. So what matters to that particular role has to be on the top. And you can put the rest of the things in a chronological order if you want, right?
Yeah.
And another key aspect of your resume is that a resume is not a generic document. You have to fine tune it for every single job posting. So
Yes.
there are ways you can do it. You can even use ChatGPT, upload your resume to the ChatGPT, upload the job description to ChatGPT, and simply ask, please fine tune my resume or fine tune my resume for this particular job role, which has, let's say, 99% plus or the highest ATS score. ATS is an application tracking system, right?
Yes.
If you do that, what ChatGPT does, it reads your resume, it reads the job description of the job you're applying, it gets the correct keywords automatically. It does it in a really, really nice way. And it redesigns your resume, which will go through for sure. And if you do that, there is a very high chance that you get an interview call. Converting it to a job is in your hand, but getting a call, you can very much use ChatGPT for it. Okay.
Yes.
What starting package can we expect? So Snehal started with on the lower side. It's usually 3, 4 to 6, 7
Yeah.
nowadays, right? But it was around 8, 9 lakhs before, like 2019 and all. But now it has come down to a levels. But let me tell you, this reduction of your level is just for the first year. The second
Yes.
year, more or less wherever you start, you can actually ask the market price. You can reach easily 9 to 10 lakhs, even above in a year or so. So yeah, the starting package I would say is around 4 lakhs to 6 lakhs nowadays.
Yeah.
Roadmap for data science. Well, that's a very broad question. I would like to answer it in a different forum. Received package from current company. Did they consider the previous experience? Yes, Rohit. If you have experience, it is usually considered, and I think Snehal can answer. Please, Snehal.
Okay. So, but mine wasn't because it is not relevant to their field, right? So, that was not considered because I think if it is a little bit relevant or something, because my field is completely different from what I am doing right now. So, if I would have gotten into biotechnology related company taking up my data science, that would have considered, but this one did not. But I think, yeah, that what you said is correct. They
Correct.
usually do
So,
consider.
and if you have a lot of experience, let's say more than 5, 10 years of
Yeah,
experience,
yeah.
then it
Then
goes
you,
into the managerial experience. Then
yes,
obviously you will be taken into account. But you
yes,
have a couple of years experience, then as Snehal said, if it is relevant, it will be considered. If it is not relevant, you will start over. But hey, it's just a matter of 1 year, and then you
yes,
can ask
exactly.
for whatever you want, right? So
Yeah.
shouldn't be a
Uh,
problem.
it doesn't, like, if you are deliberate to get into that, then I think it would not affect you much because see, I had worked for 2 years in the pharma industry, but I was okay with them not considering my, because I know I would grow from here.
All right. So actually, I did not open the chat box. I forgot. I just opened it now, but that's fine. Most people are putting in the Q&A. Again, the same question. Give me the roadmap of the data science. See, is the roadmap is a very big response, but let me give you in a very short way. Data science essentially is I would say, evolution from data analytics or business analytics or whatever you call business intelligence. They are become a subset of data science now. When you learn data science, you learn essentially Python, statistics, machine learning, along with many other techniques and related fields, right? This will take about 3 to 4 months, and then another 3 to 4 months of practice, internships, projects, and then you should be ready for the market. Typically, it takes few months. Some people take 6 months plus. Some people take a couple of months, but you eventually land up into the job. If you don't get into the job, as Snehal said, you can apply for internship. That's a good start. She is a very good example that even though she had a little bit of gap, she did not waste it looking for jobs. She joined internships, and
Yeah.
then that actually really helped her, because multiple internships in different field makes your resume very strong, and then you'll
Yeah.
eventually land up. It's a matter of few months to a couple of to 3 to 4 months or 6 months. But if you're persistent, you'll get into it. So your entire journey would be about an year plus or minus couple of months, and then you should be able to transition to the data science career. All right. So I think that's it. DataMites team, if you could check the other channels, if there is anything from LinkedIn or YouTube, or there are no questions, that's nice. All right. So we are 40 minutes. That's approximately the same time we end up with any of these success stories. So as an end note, maybe I will give you an option, Snehal. What is that one message you want to tell? You are now successful. As I always say, words from you are powerful than anyone like me, because we are on the mentorship level. So you are successful and you're from biotechnology background. You do not had any technical background or any
Yes.
skills before.
Yeah.
What would be your message to the aspirants?
I would say being a determined is quite important because, as Sir said, that when I completed my internship at Rubik's, I could have wasted my time, right? But comp- always trying to do new things and being in touch with what you have learned is actually, I think, which is very important, because if I would have not done any internships in that point, I would have genuinely forgotten whatever I have learned. So you need to always apply whatever you have learned somewhere, because learning is a different thing, but applying would make your learning better. So that is what one thing I have learned with my journey, and I would suggest everyone to do the same thing.
Okay, I think that's very good. Being determined is important. I love the message from my side. I I really appreciate Snehal for her determination, because I really like her, the way she has done multiple internship, not giving up. One of the major problems you have when you're aspiring to become anything, it could be data scientist, you want to become, any role you want, is the people around you talking that you cannot do it, right? I have
Yes.
lots of people who always say, "Oh, you're a fresher, you won't get a job. Oh, you're not from technical background, you won't get into this data science." And I don't think they're doing it knowingly, right? I mean, they're just people talking about it. And it's
Yeah.
not about them, it's about you, right? I'm telling you, there are a world of opportunities, and the skill level required is not really a rocket science. It's a matter of dedicated number of hours for about 4 to 6 months. Anyone can actually get into your jobs, like your dream jobs, data science or AI or data analytics, right? So the bottom line I would say is that having if anyone says that freshers don't get a job, it's completely bullshit, I would say, because 50% of the jobs in the market are for beginners, all right,
Yes.
and they are filled up on a as with the beginners. So it's also important to remember, you actually pick up the words which you wanted to, right? If you think that you are a failure or you're not going to get a job, you pick up those words. So you should not be like that. You should always think about achieving what you want, and look at the positive side of it. Just keep in enough efforts. Any failures of interviews or whatever it is, just try to learn where did you go wrong and prepare. And most
Yeah.
important, please do not fall into these myths or negative thoughts. And I don't say they are bad people or whatever it is, but just that they're always around you, right? So you have to be on the positive side. And whoever I have seen as success stories, I'm telling you, they are not brilliant or they don't have a higher IQ. Stahel herself confirmed that she is not a fast learner, right? It's not about your skills or your IQ or your fast learning or you being a great person. No, no, no. It is about dedicated number of hours you put in. So if you can do that, you will be successful too. Okay.
True.
All right. Thank you very much for everyone. And thank you especially for Nehal taking time for us. I wish you all the best in your career.
Thank you.
Yeah. I wish everyone a good Sunday. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Bye.